Yo, what's up? It's your boy Karceno, and we gonna review The Game 1992. It's my album I wanna get out to talk about how it was when I was growing up in Compton. This is my review of the Game's album, 1992. Plus, congratulations to The Game for selling 25,000 in its first week. And as I told y'all before, you don't do an album review on one day. You gotta let the album play. You gotta listen to the song. Am I the only person that does that anymore? People get the album the day it come out, make a review. I'll be like, dog, it just came out. There's no way I could have listened to the whole thing. I want to listen to it at least once, twice. Go back to the tracks I want to hear. Listen to what they're saying so you can have an honest review of the album. I mean, my goodness. I mean, some of these songs we've already heard before because some of them was released, but other was not. And some of the fans are going to tell you 25,000 is weak, and that's because they don't understand sales anymore. Like, that's a failure. No, it's actually number one right now in hip-hop. Gucci did 20,000 as an independent, like from lack of promotion, lack of everything else, and basically it's free promotion online. What you just done was just boost your record sales. Period. 25,000 is great as far as streams and downloads. Believe me, this is probably the highest he's had in a long time. And see, y'all don't understand the streaming process at all anyway. So you're looking at like things like C and T, which is like traditional equivalent, and all that stuff. And what traditional is, of course, what they call track equivalent albums. That means you went out and bought the record. Streaming equivalent albums. Okay, so it's not rocket science. But by this multi-metric consumption is what it's called. This is a good thing. Like the best album that's number one normally sells on the average of about 75,000 a week or 50,000 a week. That is the number one album in the world by Billboard chart standards. The average is around 50,000 plus a week will get you the number one album on Billboard. This album that's out called Kings of Leon is scheduled to do probably roughly about 70,000 when it comes out, which will put them at number one overall all albums for the week. And they're a UK band, all right? So 25,000 for a rapper from Compton named The Game isn't bad at all by far. Okay, now let's review the album. The actual album is a nostalgic look at the past of what it was like in 1992. So for you younger generation, the majority of you are not feeling this album like that because of the vibe, the theme, all the samples are. It's like an artwork piece from a time that's forgotten. Not just necessarily 1992. It's basically the 90s. Okay? Or that feel back in the 90s where all of these things were transpiring, from the O.J. Simpson case to the Rodney King, the Rampart scandal, all of these things that were happening in L.A., with the police department. And how bad they were, and all of these different episodes. So The Game used that concept to be the theme for him to make his outlet, because The Game can rap, but he's mostly a diss rapper. So when you have a guy that's mostly a diss rapper, this comes, he needs an outlet, he needs a direction. And that's where some of the songs don't really connect. I mean, it feel like it's just a little just out of place. You know what I'm saying? Well, you may not know what I'm saying, but some of it I love because he got the colors beat on there. He's got a little bit of the Marvin Gaye Inner City Blues, the Make Me Wanna Holler, all that in the background with all the graffiti gang culture type thing and that's going on it. But my favorite song on the album is Baby You, the one that he talks about his ex-girlfriend Tiffany and they love-hate relationship, and it's mostly 70 sounds, heavy samples. You know, and that's back in the 90s. Everything was sample, sample, sample. But now with the new sampling laws, it's almost impossible, or you wouldn't want to sample a song because the person you sample will come by and take the whole song from you. So that's why you don't hear that many samples anymore. But the game does a great job on songs that are completely hilarious, like FOJ. You know, it's like he's beefing with OJ Simpson, you know, and it's like, what? Do you really want to beef with the Juice? Because Juice is, he's allegedly killed somebody. You don't think you want to beef with Juice, you know? He got bumped in on there, then the 92 bars, of course, is on there. Then the colors, it's on. That's on there. But I mean, I love this album. You know, like, this is for me. This is for people that's like 30 and up. If you're 30 and up or 35, this is like your time. You grew up during most of this stuff. So the 90s was your era, like the Wu-Tang and all that stuff. So I think Game did a good job of managing to keep the listeners engaged. And that's normally something he's fallen off from in his previous album. He can rap good, but Game album like drifts when he raps. Let me see if I can give you an example of what I mean by him drifting, which means that his subject matter can go, like, if you're beefing with somebody, okay, but when you rhyming with against somebody or you're making a song, you kind of want to like stay on course. You know, he be drifting. It's like when Pooh had them Barclays, and then we went over to the Marcus Theater, and then we went to the mall in Saltina, and then we went to Unfay House where he had the red cup, and then we went back. I'm like, where are we going with this rap? You know, and that's what I mean by drifting. And he'll say a lot of stuff that rhyme, but he'd be like drifting away. And you're like, where is the Game going with this? He's just spitting bar. So that's what I mean by drifting away in the rhymes. But when you got somebody that's in the studio with you, they be like, okay, look, we're going to cut right before you went off into this whole thing. We're going to cut it right here. Right? And let's just stay with that. And then we'll do this line here and we'll do that. All right, yeah, okay, let's stay on that. All right, then you got somebody helping you out with the support. But overall, out of 4 stars, I give this album 3 stars. Like 3.5. Let's do 3.5 out of 4. So I think it's the best work he's done in a very long time. It's your boy Karceno. I'm out.